Hi, and welcome to GeekTalk,
the Christmas edition.
My name is Caroline. I'm online marketing manager here at WebinarGeek, and today I've got with me
Anne Fleur, and I'm a designer here at WebinarGeek.
and of course
I'm Jan Willem, creative director at WebinarGeek.
Yes.
Yeah.
And today we have a very special Christmas edition of GeekTalk. We're going to talk a little bit about what we did this year. We're going to look forward at next year, and I have a few questions for you. About this year.
But before we start, I would like to just tell a little bit of fun thing, and that is a joke maybe, and that is that for a few years now we've been creating Christmas content, and then this year we really said, nah, let's just not do it, right?
Yeah.
And because we did some productions, we did pub quiz. There's also a lot of organization into it. But then we said, we've done enough. Let's go easy into the Christmas holidays. But then we are sitting here anyways.
You still managed to push this through.
I disguised it actually as a we need to get people on camera and tell what they are doing this year. And then we created the setup. And then I added this little tree, I added something else, I added a bottle of champagne, and voila, there we are.
Here we are.
Christmas video anyway.
I'm still happy that you didn't pull the big Christmas tree that we have in the office over there.
Well, I asked nicely.
Yeah, you did, but
I gotta know.
That's like a tree of I think 2 meters or something. So
yeah, I think we couldn't put. It would have been difficult to push through the door.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we're here today. We're hosting a Geek Talk Christmas edition, and usually I would pull an icebreaker, and I would start by asking you an icebreaker question, both of you actually. But today I'm going to do things a little bit different because I still have the icebreakers in my hand, but I'm going to ask you multiple icebreakers back to back. So
nice.
I'm curious about your answers. So for the first icebreaker that I have right here, the first question is, what's the biggest accomplishment from this year? And this is not a personal accomplishment, but more like a team accomplishment, because all of us are in the same team. We're all in a marketing team. So I'm curious about your answers.
I have so many. I don't know where to
one
start.
answer, please.
One biggest accomplishment for the entire year, 2023.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there's a lot of things that we obviously did during the entire year. We did a lot of road shows where we went to events. We went to see customers and recorded customer stories with them, which was really nice. I think we created a lot of interesting content around how to use webinars as a funnel, AI. But I think the biggest accomplishment came together in the WebinarVerse, the 3-day online event that we did back in September. And what I really, really loved about it is that it was a co-creation. It was really something that we did as a team. In the marketing team, we had a lot of people bringing their own ideas to the table. And that really, creates some kind of a creative atmosphere, which is really, really great. But also outside it, outside of us, like the colleagues, the different colleagues from product, from customer, and of course the speakers, the external speakers. Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that we did this year.
Yeah.
And you also worked a lot on WebinarVerse. You added a lot of input and effort into the WebinarVerse because the whole branding was kind of a project between you two, right?
Yeah, that's what I really liked is, we kind of did things for the first time. Like the photo shoot in Rotterdam was your idea. And it went really well.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, for the main visual, we went to Rotterdam with a friend of mine, and we shot some pictures. The idea was, around neon signs to incorporate that in the main visual, and so the whole branding was based on these pictures.
Yeah, and it was new.
Yeah.
It was something that we never did before. So it was I thought it was really, really refreshing. It was really, it looked really professional as well. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and they look really awesome.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes,
I-
we were just standing outside of a store at
Yeah.
11 p.m. at night.
But wait, I was there as well in the photo shoot, and I didn't make it to the main poster.
No.
What happened? There's always some kind of an evil villain in a poster, right?
Yeah.
That you need to have. But there were.
I didn't make the
I
decision.
didn't know.
You were there. You were like,
I don't think we have a picture with you in the blue light.
no, only in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I showed
That's-
Remco, and he said, no, this looks too evil and devilish for the poster. So
That's for next year. For the
the return of the Webinarverse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely Webinarverse. 3 days was quite intensive. Also for us doing production. Walter in the studio doing the stream, which yeah was a really amazing job. Three long days. But yeah, totally worthwhile. We had hundreds of people tuning in from all over the world watching it. We had very engaging talks from the speakers, very interesting topics too, from how to use AI to generate webinar slides for your webinars, to how to turn a online audience into a loyal fan base. With Buffy was also really great.
Yeah.
I really like that, and this is also something that we stretched the concept of a webinar pretty far out to a 3-day online event. That is something that you can do with a webinar, So
Yeah,
I thought it was
definitely.
awesome.
I think that's one of the, the things that we can look back onto and be proud of.
Yeah, totally.
It was a lot of effort. We had to do a lot of things. We spent a lot of time working on it.
Yeah,
But in the end, it was a success, and we're proud of it.
yes,
So
indeed.
nice. All right, next card I have here. This is the same card I just had. Next card. All right. Same question, different answers. What's the most memorable thing you did last year?
Memorable thing.
Yeah. And I would like a personal answer instead of a professional answer.
Well, Fleur.
Ooh. That's a really hard question.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So many things. Again,
Yeah.
Caroline.
Well, I moved in the
Yeah.
beginning
Oh,
of this
right.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the keys to my new apartment in April,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. So I think that's the most memorable thing I
It was
did.
a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. I'm
Yeah.
still tired. 6 months later, I'm still
Yeah.
tired.
And you have something great to log on to for the Christmas days, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. A new Lego build,
Yeah.
which I'm very excited
And
about.
which one?
Harry Potter
Yeah.
Castle. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to starting that build.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me forever, but that's okay.
Well, from a movie perspective, what my most memorable thing is actually something that I've been waiting for this moment since my childhood, and I discovered Comic Cons this year. So in May, I went to Belgium, to Brussels, and I went to the first Comic Con I ever went. I saw an advertisement on Facebook. And there I met, first of all, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. I went on a photo with him. And Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars, who was doing a Q&A. So I asked him a question, which was really unreal. To ask the Emperor a question, I mean, come on. But then, afterwards, I kept my eye on Comic-Cons. I followed the Facebook pages. I really went crazy on that. And then all of a sudden I saw that 4th of November, they announced a new Comic-Con in Brussels with the headliner Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I was like, what?
Fangirling.
This is like my childhood hero, I had posters of him on my wall. I watched all the movies that he did in the 80s, like Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Hard Target, with my buddies. We did roundhouse kicks on each other, and then he's a great guy, but he has very little public performances here in Europe, especially in Belgium and in Brussels, where he's from. So I had a social event, and I kind of bailed out to go to Brussels and meet Jean-Claude Van Damme, Went on a picture with him. Cost me a lot of money. Very short moment. Totally starstruck.
Did you ask him a question?
Well, there was very little time, and my heart was pounding in my throat. So I think that he didn't really understand what I was saying. But I said something like that. I think that I mentioned or stumbled something in words about that I went to the video store, and me and my buddies would get empty Coke bottles and then change them for cash, and then we had 3 guilder 50, and then we would rent out Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, some lame story like that. But that was really really awesome story that for me, like a personal thing that I will hold on to for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Dreams coming true.
Dreams come true. Indeed.
Nice. Nice. Do you have an experience or an experience?
Yeah, I think so. Mine is horse related to my horse. She's 4, so she has to learn to be under the saddle. And when we got her, she was a very little angry and stressed horse. And she's now off to learn how to be under the saddle and to be trained. And she's doing very well, and she's very well behaved. And so that's a big accomplishment for us, because we've put a lot of love, time and effort into her the past 1.5 years. So that's a really big thing for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you say like getting a horse under the saddle? It sounds like that it's a something common that you call that. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that something that you?
I don't know if that's the correct naming for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's some kind of a status.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they have to learn to to let you on their back.
Yeah.
It's not something they
indeed.
know how to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of time and effort goes into that, and miles as well, because you moved your horse to the other side of the country.
Yeah.
For the next 2 months.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's a 2-hour drive, right? Yeah.
So it's dedication. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and when you're not there, someone else taking care of the horse.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not doable.
No, because you can FaceTime in between every day.
I can
That's
picture
great.
this already.
Yeah.
Just FaceTiming your horse. Yeah.
Or host a webinar.
Yeah. Live stream.
Yeah. Indeed.
All right. I have one last icebreaker for you.
Yeah.
One last question. The last question is, what is the thing you're looking forward to the most in 2024?
Well, I think that's going to be a very short answer. 2 letters. AI.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. No, it's just we're in the start of something so big, and there's already so much things happening for the viewers at home. Last week we had an internal event, Future Forum, where actually amongst ourselves, amongst our geek, the entire company, we just discussed the things we see, challenges, chances. And how AI also affects the world of webinars, and I think that is very interesting. If you look at the last year, what how it developed, how it evolved, the amount of applications in companies. There's a lot of companies that start to build their own solutions based upon the API from ChatGPT, which is really cool. So I think we can expect to see more of that. Also, if that's something that I mentioned during the Future Forum as well, but I've been gathering LinkedIn experiments in my WhatsApp and made a short video out of that. And then you see the development of AI, what it is right now. It's very crisp, the image. It looks really sharp. I think there's going to be more of that. And it's very important to keep monitoring that. And on the same side, it's also important that we have, right now we have some kind of a responsibility to shape that as well, right? So we are the ones that are determining how AI is going to be used in the next 10, 20 years. So for the next generation, actually. So I think that's also something that's the other side of the coin. But yeah, it's. I think it's exciting, an exciting subject.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a very hard question because I'm not really sure how next year is going to look, but that has everything to do with AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually you can just think about the next year and you know, like, okay, we have to do this, we have to do that, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
right now, there's so many possibilities. There's so many things happening right now. There's so many ways to utilize AI
Yeah.
to make it work for you, that I'm not really sure what's going to happen next year, how next year is going to look, which is
Yeah.
exciting as well as a little bit terrifying,
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
I understand what you mean, and I think that what we will see is more use cases, more adoption rates,
Yeah.
more like for instance the prompt is getting way more important, right? You have this you said it to me. I learned it from you actually that you can program your prompt with a sort of B1 or B2 or
Yeah, for writing text within ChatGPT, I'm writing my prompts and I'm adding a little bit of text which says make sure that this text is accessible for someone on level B1,
yeah
because you of course have the language levels,
yeah
A1, A2, B1, B2,
yeah
C1, C2, and usually when you write a piece of marketing related text, you want most people to be able to read that, and that's usually on level B1.
oh yeah okay yeah
So that's the third level from
Yeah.
below, and that way everyone can understand what you're saying.
yeah
Because if you let AI do its thing, it will spit out stuff on
Exactly.
B2 or A1, but nobody, well, not nobody, but the people we're trying to reach don't necessarily have that level of language skills, especially in English.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I try to add that, so that the results that I get from ChatGPT are a little more accurate.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is a very important theme within the AI. Just that the output is closer to your needs. There's also right now there's like some parameters and settings that you can you can apply to your output. When, for instance, if you're creating images, stable diffusion. And I think that will be way more important. I saw yesterday on LinkedIn that some guy said that right now AI generators it's like a slot machine. You put in a coin, and after 10 times the output 10 times different. So
Yeah.
1 out of 10 you got a good result.
Yeah.
So
We were just talking about this
Yeah.
because we were just generating images
Yeah.
like not even half an hour ago.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about this.
yeah.
Especially with images.
Yeah, especially with images.
Yeah.
So right now, for instance, with the free pick, for instance, the free pick AI generator, you just type in create a neon droid image, whatever, you get something. It looks really awesome. But if you want something that's close to your brand, or you want to have like other colors,
Yeah,
Humans.
or specific thing in your image. Yeah, it's really.
it's still really hard
Yeah.
to get that right.
Yeah.
So I think there will be more focus on that. That the AI creates an image that is really closer to your needs. There's a lot of room for improvement there.
Yeah. For sure.
On the other hand, there's always some room for improvement. We can also right now with the Christmas spirit say, okay, let's just see how awesome it is that you can just create this type of content. Like 5 years ago it was unimaginable.
Yeah.
It's not even that someone imagines like, hey, what if I just typed in something and I get it out of it? And right now we have that. So
Yeah.
it's a really human thing to already, moan a little bit about, no, it's not good enough yet. It is good. It's I think
It's
that's,
only a year old.
it's
Yeah.
only a year old. It's like 1-year-old child that barely stands.
Sometimes it rolls like that.
Yeah, and then you're like, why can't you run yet? Because you're like 1 year old. I couldn't do anything when I was 1 year old except drooling. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. For you, something to look forward to in the next year?
Well, yeah. Well, I have the same thing as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna see what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
ride the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have the same
Yeah.
thought process.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
We'll see, and I
Yeah.
think it's also something. I think it's pretty cool to live right now. To be able to, this is probably we can. If you 50 years from now you look back and you say, hey, this 2023 was the start of a new industrial revolution, right? This the fifth or the sixth or whatever. And I think this is I think that's pretty cool to be part of that.
I read in a news article, by the way, because you said 50 years from now. I read in a news article, and I'm not sure what's true and what's not. I'm not saying anything that I read is true. But a news article said that in 2038,
Yeah.
so that's 15
15,
years from
yeah.
now, all computers are going to stop processing because
yeah.
the processing power
Oh, yeah.
is empty. It's done. There's no more processing power.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which
So-
is insane to think about. I read that and I was like, how does this work?
Yeah, that's probably because the AI takes so much processing
Yeah.
power. Probably
Yeah,
it will
I
be
think
more
so.
and more and more. Yeah, I also read that the amount of that they said that a single prompt like a year ago was the equivalent amount of power from a year long energy from a house or something.
That's insane.
So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to see what's going to happen
Yeah.
in next year.
yeah, indeed.
I think
indeed.
that's an interesting way to end this Christmas Geek Talk on. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this Geek Talk. I hope you enjoyed
Yes,
this
for sure.
year.
Yeah, we
And
did.
we're going to see you next year in 2024 already.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm getting
looking forward
old.
to it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. Happy holidays,
holidays.
and we'll see you in the next year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.